So, welcome back. Last time I did a lot of things in a short amount of episodes. Let's get going. Wait a minute, did I check to see if the recording's working?
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
I fixed my mic. It was facing the opposite direction of me. I did not notice. I've been up for less than an hour.
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity. Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the Shard is unleashed in full. Its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the Source. 7 times has a Shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
That entire time I had a cat bothering me. Ulster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystorium at the crossroads northwest of the Source Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Oh, that is your plan, but it will not happen. Here. Gondor calls for aid. Gondor could wait a little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they'll be fine. Yeah, I still have to do all the shared fates on my own one, but it's gonna take. What? Remembering the past. So how's everybody been doing? I've been asleep for a long time. Not long enough for me to be happy, because I require at least 14 or so hours of sleep, and I was only asleep for 12 or so. Probably even less. I'm undergeared and underprepared. Oh, there you are. Looking deadly enough, that scythe, to make me weak at the knees. I wager it's time we stopped faffing about and make ready to hunt our target. My lemurs have been hard at work scraping together what information they can. Let's see what they've got. Everyone here? Good. Arngis, you've met. Now further Chimera-related incidents. No further Chimera-related incidents. You'll be happy to hear. The overly chipper lass over there is Herman. Make your acquaintances. As you know, our quarry is a void scent, and he goes by the name Orcus. He's eluded the best, but there's two. But these two are a step above that. Tell us what you've found. By your will, boss, I asked around about unsolved murders and disappearances, seeing if any involved someone matching the description you provided. There are many missing people, as there are grains of sand and no shortage of tragedies either. One, however, stood out among the rest. A woodcutter in the Black Shroud disappeared without a trace, no body, no belongings, nothing. An odd enough occurrence by itself, but the sightings of a stranger with skin pale as snow near his last known whereabouts piqued our interest. The thing is, my character, as it's been shown throughout the series, is quite pale. Pale as snow, or is paler than snow. So this was kind of funny with me. Now that's a promising start, but those woods are crawling with bandits and brigands of all sorts. Duskerites and Keepers are said to come in ghostly hues. Are we sure the man isn't one of them? As sure as I've ever been, boss. Not many bandits have eyes of the color of blood. It's a match too close to ignore. I can't gainsay that. We have a lead. If I may, boss, are you sure we need the help of this outsider? How much trouble could one voice sent be? Herman, he's standing right there, for God's sakes. No, she's right. I've always told you to turn a wary eye to those outside the family. She's just doing her due diligence. But trust me when I say we need every advantage we can afford. I made the mistake of misjudging Orcus' strength before, and for my hubris, my family, my flesh and blood family, was slain, all of them. Was planning on holding that back a bit longer, but twas before the lemurs. I swore two things. I'd repay that suffering 1,000-fold, and I never let that bastard take another from me again. I mean to keep my vow, and I trust I can count on you to help. You don't have to ask twice, boss. Your wounds are our wounds, even the ones that become scars. We'll see your vengeance rot. All these years I've scraped us to make a place for us. I looked forward to the day he'd pay his dues. And it ain't just for me that we have to hunt down him either. He's a blight on Eorzea itself, and the longer we let it fester, the more suffering it'll spread. We need to corner him now, while we have the chance. Are you ready, Edgar? You know those woods as well as any of us, and we'll need your experience if we hope to be back before supper. Much appreciated. Alright, let's get it to it then. Herman, I want you to here in Ul'dah, keeping your ears to the ground for any news of Orcus' movements. Argus, you lead us to where this woodcutter disappeared. By your will, boss. That'd be the central shroud. So our best course would be to set off from Bent Branch Meadows. Not many of them have blood red eyes. My character has one blood red eye. But that was because of an accident. Good, you made it. Before we set off, allow me to share the circumstances of our poor woodcutter's disappearance. As I heard it, he disappeared nigh on a week ago. Got lost, some surmise, but he was a seasoned woodsman, not some high-born traveler who forgot to buy a map. I questioned those closest to him, and none could think of a reason he might want to make himself scarce. He'd even made plans to meet with friends not long from now, but I expected the promise will go unkept. Sounds like we can rule out a voluntary departure. I believe we can. The last person to see the man alive said he took his axe and ventured northwest. And that's where we'll set our trap. Here, Edgar, take these. A Magitech transceiver and candle that scented like a Voidsent's favorite libitation? Blood. Once it's lit and the fumes are wafting through the air, every Voidsent within 30 yalms comes running. If either of us sees Orcus, let's give the other a shout over the transceiver. As I said before, Orcus is inhabiting the body of a man, and he can put on an awfully convincing performance when needs must. Don't give him a chance to work his wiles, or his fangs will be in your neck before you know it. As much as I want to accompany you, I only be a liability in the fight, whether you find Orcus or not. Return here, and I'll report back to the lemurs. Good luck and good hunting. Level 30, bird in hand. What quest do I have? Which class am I that requires that? When lit, this candle emits the odor of blood into the air, a favorite of voice-scent hunters. The stench of blood chokes the air, filling your nostrils with its metallic aroma. The trees avoid scent. However, no ghastly fiends or slathering creatures emerge from the underbrush. If there are void scents nearby, they are not. They must not be hungry. Oh, so creatures emerge from. Yeah. I wonder if they actually do make blood scented candles. Oh, that just leaves this spot, and I'm probably gonna. Hey, look, there's a voice scent right over there. Drawn by the malefic order, voice scent raises from the underbrush, though it bears no resemblance to Orcus. Its eyes you with a ferocious hunger. I ain't my quest objective. Plus, I don't really want to fight one of those things right now. Probably just get yelled at for it anyway. I'm glad to see you in one piece. Now, what have you have in your hand? This ring is colored red with blood, although with whose is uncertain. You said the voice scent was carrying this. That ring, where'd you find it? I see, then there could be no doubt. The void scent that Edgar slew is the very same one that murdered our woodcutter. Murdered, are you sure? Are you saying? Aye, while I was searching for a place to set my trap, I spotted a shallow grave, hastily dug and poorly hidden. Under a thin layer of dirt was a body matching the description of the woodcutter, a wholly nondescript fellow, save for the mark of a ring removed from his finger. Doubtless that ring was his demise. Shiny baubles are a common fixation for void scent. Probably didn't spare a thought for the owner, only the prize. I suppose we can take comfort in the knowledge that it'll harm no one else. Orcus or not, I say this expedition was a success after a fashion. I should praise the whalers of what transpired. You two catch some well-earned rest. Thank you kindly, Oringus. Well, then I'll see you back at headquarters. Maybe we didn't get the satisfaction I promised. But sitting here with our hands in our heads in our hands won't do us any good. Let's be happy with one less void scent preying on helpless woodcutters. Glad to see a passion for our mission. Apologies, we couldn't make your first outing more memorable. We were on the cusp of ending 2 decades of misery. That's how long ago Orcus came into this world, raging like an animal free from his cage and leaving my family dead in his wake. The grief he's caused since then is immeasurable. No matter where his accursed feet take him, his hunger follows and the realm bleeds to sate it. Of course, we aren't the only ones hunting him, but he's as clever as he is vicious, and not even the finest trackers have been able to keep on his trail for long. Don't lose heart yet, boss. While you were away, I was making the rounds, and I found something that'll soon bear fruit. Orangus is following up on it as we speak. I swear someday that man is going to keel over on my account. Still, there's no one else I trust to tell me the difference between truth and hysteria. That being said, his work takes time to do right. Use this chance to hone your skills. If all goes to plan, next time we'll speak, you'll have a golden opportunity to test them. Back to Norvent. Back to Fort Jab. And I'll pause the recording. For one reason and one reason only. Compass. Northwest. Okay, so it's south now. Back to the northwest. Okay, now it's just west. Yeah, might as well. Wrong one. Oh, back to what we were doing. Oh yeah, I'm going to check. Oh! Only one more level. Who's only got one more level until he's maxed out? Okay. And are we missing any aetherites? Nope. Quickest would be here. But yeah, after Boost reaches rank 10, he'll be maxed out. But you can actually increase it with Dandelion onions, I believe they're called. But you need to have a stable for them, which you can have at your house, or if you're in the guild house. I don't know if you can get one for your own personal island. We'll pause since we're done with that. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. As he slowly walks away. But yeah, so all that's left for this area is the blue quests, and then we'll be able to fly. Okay, now from that little distraction, let's move forward. Mr. Switch is past these gates and through the woods. It is not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystorium, But as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the numbers of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. How convenient it seems we have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate. Like the weaker kind, vile ether will bellow upwards and envelop the nearest living being. A reckless young swordswoman, perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such dangers without an escort from our rank. I insist that I go with you. Very well, then our warden's slaying party includes myself, the Leviers, Captain Lena, and last but not least... a formidable group indeed. Into Hellmister we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. And I'll start the timer there because that's probably going to take more than the 20 minutes I have left on my timer. Yeah, I can do this with duty support. Red Mage, Academian, and Crystal Exart.
Leave this to me!
Let's do that. Also, I noticed that Alphino's finally a scholar. It only took him to get to level 70 to find a soul crystal. Well, not soul crystal, a crystal. A drop crystal. was the one thing I was hoping not to happen. We're not bringing Alize here. Gloves of aiming. Regan. You're a Slayer, so this is better.
So be it.
I believe that chest always has a weapon. The one that we opened just then. I never noticed that the chains went all the way to the other side of the face before. Okay. Oh! That's a lot! Did we get anything? Oh, we got a scythe. So we got, what, a necklace and a scythe.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption.
Eh?
The blessing of light. And the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Where'd everything else go? Some of that went to the Void Scent. As is the Pact.
Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
I think Edgar broke the sky. Everybody just starts to panic.
Let's go. It can't be. What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
But he's not gonna follow with us. Ardward's just gonna sit there and watch us leave. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory and a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nevertheless. Ah, the rain signals our victory. Without that constant glare, Lakeland seems to an entirely different place. It's over, yes, I might need a moment. It's as if the sky itself has disappeared into the heavens. If I didn't have wounded to tend to, I'd never stop staring. Now, as for how we proceed from here, the villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystorium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folks are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. 'Twas to be expected. Edgar, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind to conceal your involvement in the endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in the maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as a legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Ulmor. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Vothri responds to all of this. My thanks, though we cannot freely celebrate your success. Pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. And as I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain, 'tis my intention to share with our people the tale of great hero who stood in defiance of the Sun Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day about all of you. Well, that settled, I shall return to the Crystorium and make an address to the people. Though explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits, and to think you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but can I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Penitents? Please let Braggy know we're bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the market need to be reserved for the infirmary. Edgar will get there eventually. We should start making our way back to the Crystorium slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying here as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Alize. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I know one of those eaters, and I can't rest, not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well, Edgar. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later, when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? You're going back alone, Alphino. Don't you dare teleport. Good. Teleport. The Enclave. We have much to sell. On behalf of the Shizenkai, Edgar, I thank you for your support. I am pleased to inform you that we have made great strides in our efforts to rebuild the Enclave. Owing to your many contributions, the 10,000 stalls have seen further development. As you continue to contribute to Shosenkai and the reconstruction effort, and what other ways might Doma Enclave grow and change? Okay, now with that done, let's go repair our gear. And then we need to teleport to the Crystorium. Oh, the Crystorium seems relatively ordered, what you say. The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you discharge your duty to Braggy, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well, Edgar. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alize both. I forgot to keep burning that. Hopefully I'll remember for the next dungeon. What can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment. If you're carrying a message for the guard, does that mean you were there then the battle at Holminster? A stalwart lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs. Make yourself known. I'm sure Gilnard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Celia, more beer for table 2 and a couple of pints of mead for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry we're rushing our feet today, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Oh, that Braggy has a twisted sense of humor. To think he sent you to meet me at a time like this. The first real night in near 100 years has folks all riled up and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holmester Switch. They say a warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was the Warrior of Darkness who did the deed. I must apologize for Golnard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumors of the warrior's appearance was the spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? They swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Holmester for proof of that. But attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and again an eater will leave the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your look is foul. There are dangers to everyone, so the settlement council put bounties on their heads. And our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden slaying. Even now, even more than most, there are types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eater we've been dubbed the cardinal virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they also report to be as tough as light wardens, not the kind you can take down single-handed. One virtue hunter had all but given up, but virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the Warrior of Darkness is out there, he has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at him. The hume over there with the oversized sword is Granson. He is in it for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. The Mistral lad is Lorique. Can't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard as hunters as they come. He's just lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Sarag. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help find the virtue he's after. Last we got Goetz, dwarf and drunkard both. Wanted to join forces with a healer and only healer. Something about needing a mender's winsome. I've seen my share of competent veterans, and you have the look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. You know, who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now that's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. You'll gain access to the role quests. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, physical DPS, magical DPS, and healer roles. In order to reach the final stage of Shadowbringer's main scenario, you must complete at least one role quest. Speak with Virtue Hunter at the warding stairs to accept a quest offer. So yeah, so this is what I was speaking of earlier. If you were a tank, you can go after the Sin Eater that was the one that destroyed the town. And welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep in the city in such an uproar, but will you be retiring to your quarters? Very good. In light of the present situation, I had an illumination prepared for all rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out. Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
Meanwhile, in Kentucky.
Intruders! Fan out and find them! Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldesion woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this vicinity secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Sorry that I skipped half of one of them. I was kind of distracted by a cat. We'll call the episode here, and in the next episode we'll be doing these blue quests. Until then.